The United States is a country that is known for moving forward. We are a country of opportunity, industry, democracy, and above all, freedom. So it would be easy to understand why our forefathers would provide laws that would support the growth and development of our country's future. In 1787, the Constitutional Convention began to entertain proposals that would establish the enumerated powers of the United States Congress. On that day, proposals were made that would ultimately become part of Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution, otherwise known as the Copyright Clause, the Copyright and Patent Clause, the Intellectual Property Clause, and the Progress Clause. This clause empowers the United States Congress to promote exclusive rights for a limited time to authors. Even though this limited time varies, it is because of that limited time that our country is able to learn and grow. When an author's work expires, it falls into a category that is called public domain. Public domain is exactly how it sounds. It is a place where the general public has access to the work. This way, people can view and learn from the work and help fuel their own ideas and upgrades, which in turn promotes industry and ultimately the economy of the country. Our economy is one of the things that have made our country great. So it is safe to say that the grant of exclusive rights for a limited time to authors would be a pillar of our economy. The public domain has a vast collection of work that is accessible at any given moment. There are works from, but are not limited to, musicians, composers, artists, writers, and directors. Much of this work is familiar to the everyday person or has been exposed to us in our lives over the years due to its integration into popular culture. Two works in the public domain that many people would be familiar with would be a book by Mark Twain called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and another book written by Johann David Weiss called The Swiss Family Robinson. The majority of Americans would remember these books from a variety of different ways. As children, we could have read any number of published versions of the book. Other people may have watched these stories in numerous movies, television series, or cartoons. Still, many of us may have taken a trip to Orlando's own Disney World and may have experienced the stories in the Swiss Family Robinson's treehouse or visited Tom Sawyer's Island. I believe that much happiness and creativity couldn't have been accomplished if these books weren't in public domain and so well integrated into American culture. Even Jules Verne's 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea was an attraction at Disney World as well. And yes, you guessed it, his work is also in the public domain. An example of work that is protected would be anything that would be produced by Google Maps or Google Earth. The images their satellites produce are protected and you must agree to their terms of service before use. I believe that its continued protection serves to ensure that the delicate information they provide not be tampered with due to it being a detailed map. Another work that would be protected would be the aluminum cap that sits atop of the Washington Monument. The Minerals, Metals, and Materials Society hold the copyright to the cap. I don't believe that something like that should stay out of the public domain for too long because I believe that monuments in that shape should be able to be accessed by people who would like to erect their own obelisk-shaped monuments. It would be beneficial to architects and engineers that do not want to make a monument that size entirely out of stone. Thank you for watching my podcast.